Formula E is the world's premier fully electric racing series and the fastest growing form of motorsport on the planet.
All new this season, the stunning new Formula E cars all have the same chassis, 2 sets of all-weather tires, and a battery with nearly double the capacity of last year. This evolution means that drivers will now only use one car to complete the entire race, and with a maximum power output of 250 kilowatts, propels the car from 0 to 100 in 2.8 seconds, with a top speed of 280 kilometers per hour.
The races, known as E-Prix, are mostly run on city streets and last 45 minutes plus one final flying lap to the checkered flag.
But this isn't ordinary racing. 5 drivers, as voted by the fans through Formula E's website or social media platforms, get Fan Boost, 1 burst of extra power during the race. There's also a brand new innovation for this season, Attack Mode, where a driver can collect extra power by driving over an activation zone off the racing line.
Choosing the right time to go into attack mode could win or lose you the race.
It's fresh, it's fast, and it's super exciting. It's Formula E.
The grid of fresh new racing beasts are supercharged and ready. Round 1 has everything it needs to spark the championship into life.
So this is it, the start of the brand new Formula E season from Ad Diriyah in Saudi Arabia. I'm Gary Paffett, driver for the HWA Race Lab team, and I'm going to be taking care of you on this show. Let's have a look at what's coming up.
The brand new track is tight, rolling and fast. Everything you want for a street race, and our hosts give you the lowdown.
Saudi Arabia is home to the fastest animal in the world, the peregrine falcon. They can fly at over 300 kilometers per hour, but are they quick enough to catch the new Formula E car in the hands of Felipe Massa?
HWA Race Lab are one of the new teams in the pit lane this year, so we took the opportunity to have a look around and meet the team.
Pretty busy workshop here. Got Rene here, my #1 mechanic, working very hard. Say hi.
After 4 years of the first evolution of the Formula E car competing, it's time for a new era of EV racing. We take a closer look at just what's under the hood of the new machine. We take some of the UK's best content creators, give them a sofa, some toys, and a big TV, and check out everything that went down in race 1.
By the way, Jeff has gone top.
Yes!
There you go.
Yes! Come on!
All the drama, the mayhem, and the glory. 2.45 kilometers of undulating tarmac, whipping through 21 tricky corners. The track here at Ad Diriyah is not for the faint-hearted.
It's the first race with the new Gen 2 car. It's a brand new racetrack. We've got brand new marshals. Everything about this event is brand new. I think it surprised everybody, the elevation changes in the track and the fact that there's a massive downhill with multiple curves and then coming back up to the top of the hill again where the start line is. So it's going to be quite tricky for the drivers. So it'll be slightly different than anything they've seen before.
Here at turn 1, after the straight, it's not actually turn 1 on the race start because this is actually the finish line, but turn 1 on a time lap, relatively tight corner actually, deceivingly tight. As you can see, the circuit at the moment is very dusty, so grip level I think for the whole weekend is going to be quite low. So you're going to try and attack this as hard as you can at the start of your qualifying lap, but I think it's quite easy to make a mistake, and obviously as you come out you can't push too hard because you're going to compromise yourself for the next right hand corner as well. So it's tight and it could be quite tricky, especially the first corner of a push lap. You're trying to push hard. So here we are in entry of turn 5, exit of turn 4, there's a big crest you go over through 4 here, and actually quite a lot downhill into turn 5, and this is the last tight corner before we go into the big sweeping section around the back. So yeah, pretty important to get a good exit through here. Here we are at turn 9, the most exciting corner in this track. We come down the hill here, as the acceleration from turn 5 all the way through the corners here, down pretty steep hill, and then you turn through turn 9, which is really tight. I mean, it gets really tight through 9 and then through 10. I mean, this is probably the most difficult corner on the circuit.
The attack zone is in driver's right, turn 17. It's in a little bit of a tricky spot because it's right after the apex, but it accomplishes what we wanted to, which is when the drivers go over the attack zone, they're supposed to lose time in order to gain that extra kilowatts power. So it should accomplish exactly what we want in terms of making them slow down a little bit to gain something extra.
We've all done simulator stuff and simulated where the attack mode is, but I think we weren't quite as aggressive as this. If you're going for attack mode here, I mean, you're going to be going so slow to get over. I mean, you're going to have to be really tight to the wall to get the attack mode. So caught a lot of us by surprise, I would say. Here we are at between turns 18, 19, 18 here. So after the long straight, long uphill straight, obviously don't want to go too wide out here because you need to prepare for turn 19, which has a strange apex wall. No curb on this one, so don't want to get too close to this wall, obviously. So final corner of the race. Someone's going for a bit of a dive. It's going to be a bit risky, but opens up quite a lot here as we go across the finish line. So finish the race, finish your qualifying lap, again up towards turn 1, opens up quite a lot. After looking at the circuit, I think probably similar to what we thought before, you know, the main straight out of 17 up towards 18, it's the long straight, it's the most open part. That's the part we're going to, you know, you've got the attack mode zone, you're going to be using fan boost there, you can do everything, that's your overtaking place on this track. I mean, there might be opportunities that come about in other places, but certainly the section around the back from turn 5 down to 14 is like a no-go. I mean, you're just hanging onto the car trying to keep it out of the wall through that section. So two really different sections of this circuit which make it quite interesting. It's a massive challenge for everybody. So especially with the sandy surface, it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow.
لم أرى قط في حياتي كلها شيئاً مثل هذه السيارة. إنها إنجاز هندسي مبهر. سيارة كهربائية يمكنها الوصول إلى سرعة 100 كيلومتر في الساعة في 2.8 ثانية، وتحقيق سرعة قصوى 280 كيلومتر في الساعة. مدهش.
Well, the car is amazing to drive, especially the new car. It's much quicker, good on the corners. I knew that the Falcon can achieve 300 Ks so quick on change of direction as well. It's difficult to know if I have an advantage.
سيكون تحدياً حقيقياً للطائر، فهو لم يواجه قط من قبل فريسة كهذه. لقد ربطنا حزمة ريش إلى سطح السيارة ودربنا الطائرة على اصطيادها. في رأيي لا أظن أن الطائر سيجد أي صعوبة في تتبع فريسته أياً كانت مهارته كسائق.
I hope I do well. I hope we can see if the birds can get the car. And I'm sure it will be a fantastic challenge, you know, against the bird, against the falcon that is maybe the quickest animal on the planet.
Of course, Massa won. I mean, how many kilowatts has that Falcon got in its locker? Good effort though, Birdie. HWA Race Lab are no strangers to motor racing. They've been smashing the renowned German touring car series DTM for the last 30 years. Lining up for them in Formula E are Stoffel van Dorn, fresh from F1 duty with McLaren, and our host for this episode, the two-time DTM champion, Gary Paffett, who took us for a tour of his new team's crib.
So here we are at the purpose-built garages here in Ad Diriyah, Saudi Arabia, and this is my garage, the HWA Race Lab garage for the two cars, mine and Stoffel's. And yeah, let's go and have a look round. The car's being built at the moment, so as you can see, it's pretty stripped down. The front end of the car's on, the chassis, the bare chassis here with the ducts for the radiators. Here we have the Halo, which is obviously new for Formula E for this year, which is the protection system for our head. In an accident, it's proved to be very, very safe. Saved a few lives already, so sort of vital to be having that on the new modern Formula cars. And we've got actually different to other cars. We've got a light system around the top here, which will actually light up and tell you what mode the car's in, whether it's attack mode, normal mode, qualifying mode. So that's a bit of information for the people outside. We'll have a walk through the garage. Obviously Stoffel's car on the other side of the garage there. The mechanic's working away. Pretty busy workshop here. Got Rene here, my #1 mechanic, working very hard. Say hi. It's incredible all the stuff here gets packed into tiny boxes and shipped around the world. It's you know, you don't get a lot of space, but the amount of stuff they end up bringing out of it is pretty incredible. But so all of it gets packed into very small spaces and gets shipped around the world. Actually over here, if you look behind us over there, this is our engineer station. So during the race, this is where my engineer Marius, another engineer, will be standing watching the race unfold, and they can talk to us. So you can see the radio panel up there as well. So my engineers will be standing during the race, communicating backwards and forwards with me, and obviously I'll be radioing back to them any information I need to tell them about the car as well. We can go through the back to see where they are now. Go and have a look at the engineering office. So here we are through the back of the garage. Stefan and Rob, Tony, very busy working there. Hi guys. Busy working away. So yeah, this is where everything gets packed into, and here is where all the magic happens. Formula E being, you know, the type of car it is, everything's driven by systems, electronics, and we have a wealth of engineers here working very hard all the time, before the race, during the race, after the race, to try and improve the systems, improve the cars. There's Stoffel. Say hi.
Hey guys.
He's getting a head start on me doing some work already, I think, so.
Not losing any time.
Jerry, our trainer, has set us up a nice little room in the Jerry Spa, so we can have a walk around the back through here and have a look. This is a hidden compartment in the garage. Now we've only got 2 cars per race weekend and not 4, as you had before. We've got a bit more room, so we've created a little driver room. Come and relax and rest during the weekends, which actually is pretty cool. I think for Formula E to have this sort of space is a bit unheard of. So a bit of space here for me and Stoffel to, you know, store all our kit. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Round 1 is about to go down on the streets of Ad Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. It's a brand new season with brand new cars, brand new teams, and brand new rules. I'm ready for it.
The birth of a new beast.
A jump in the stages of evolution.
A change in the DNA of the series.
Formula E has evolved.
This season, there is a brand new car.
It runs at 250 kilowatts, which means it has way more power, and this pushes it to a top speed of around 280 kilometers per hour. The new machine represents a massive leap forward in tech. With a battery that is twice the size of last year, the car will now run for the full race distance.
Brand new season, brand new car. 25% more torque and 25% more power for the same weight. That means the cars will go much longer and much faster on the racetracks.
The new batteries have nearly double the capacity, which means I can finish the race in the same car.
Around the cockpit, the car has a halo for driver protection, but it also gives the fans information as it changes color depending on what race mode the car is in.
This is the halo. Unique to Formula E, we got these LED lights, which shows us which mode we're in. Blue for the all-new attack mode.
The huge new rear diffuser has more than a hint of the Batmobile in its looks.
The rear diffuser is probably the best looking part of the whole car. You can see how aggressive it is, and we can really generate a lot of downforce with that.
As with the previous car, the only part that teams get to customize is the drivetrain. This is made up of the motor, gearbox, and inverter, and it's where the clever guys and girls behind the scenes get to really make the difference.
How will the drivers ride the challenge of this new beast on the ancient streets of Ad Diriyah? We're about to find out. There are a few ways you can enjoy the supercharged world of Formula E, including right here on street races. But there's a brand new way to get your electric racing fix. Our new show, Voltage, brings you all the action live in the company of some very special YouTube star guests.
Hey Street Racers, how you doing? Welcome to the YouTube London space. It's looking great for our brand new show, Voltage, which is dedicated to Formula E and all the great races that are going to go on this year. Let me show you around. So, here's the brand new studio for season 5. It looks pretty good. There's a cool sort of area over here where you can do any of the tracks in Formula E and any of the Formula E cars as well. And what better way to watch Formula E than this? Biggest screen in the world. I think it's pretty cool. And we're going to be sitting on this couch watching that with the guys, KSI and Zerka, massive YouTube stars. They love a bit of Formula E themselves. If they want to get deep diving into it, then there's some screens over here where you can basically select whatever camera from the race you want. 104 cameras over in Ad Diriyah. Any of them can end up on these screens. Go with any driver, any angle. You can basically go with the coolest camera for the whole race if you want. So, this is the gallery. It's like the nerve center for everything that happens today. We've got a director in here, we've got a producer in here, all these screens as well, to mix everything down and send it out to all the different audiences that are watching around the world. There's a guy in my ear as well. Neil, can I borrow you for just a second? Yeah. Cool. So, how's it going, first of all?
Yeah, good. I'm just applying highlighter pen
for me
to 2 different versions of the running order.
Okay.
It says Voltage there, which is the name of the show.
It's cool, yeah. Neil is sort of the guy who's in everyone's ear during the show. He tells people you need to do this, you need to go there now. So when it looks like we're just doing things naturally, this is the guy that makes it look all natural. And this is how he does it. Neil, wait, what happens up here?
We've got live feeds coming in from Saudi Arabia, from Ad Diriyah. That's the studio where you'll be live.
Yeah, that's nice. That's looking good so far. Yeah.
But you're not there at the moment because you're here.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, you need to be on set.
Sorry, I need to go, but I'll leave you with Neil. Thanks. We're here with the first guest of the show, Zerka, Josh. It's good to have you for the first show. It's a big show. How do you think Formula E is going to translate onto YouTube?
I think it should go really well because obviously YouTube as a whole, I think they're into things that are innovating in an industry. Like we like to innovate in our industry, and with Formula E, I think they're innovating in like the motorsport industry compared to the other competitors they currently have. Things like attack mode, things like fan boost. You can be engaged in the race. The races are fast-paced. They're on streets. A lot of fun stuff happening. I think our younger generation who are into that will really work with them. I think it will go well.
Yeah, I think it's a real. There's a real rush to it, which is exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to be excited to watch the first race. We're now going to sit down, see what we can see in Ad Diriyah.
We are literally on the grid, as you can see here. Everyone's lined up. I wonder how the boys are feeling, because you know what? This is a tricky track. There is sand all over it. We've had, obviously, the rain from last night.
A lot of the drivers were saying that it's probably the hardest track they've ever raced on.
Guys, we are about to go lights out.
Antonio Felix da Costa is on pole position. Here come the lights. 2018-19 Formula E begins now. There's definitely a jump start in the middle there. Can Antonio Felix da Costa hold the lead? Yes, because it's not a good start from Jose Maria Lopez. Sebastian Buemi in the silver Nissan goes to the outside and gets through into second place. It is da Costa, Buemi, Lopez, Verne in front of Van Dorn, lock up from Lotterer, lock up from Gary Paffin as well. Straight into the wall and out of the race is Eduardo Mortara.
Oh, he's definitely messed his car up there. That's
oh, damn.
He is.
Mortara.
And you've ruined it already.
He also crashed this morning, so I feel like he's just not having a good day.
No.
And Lotterer now all of a sudden is under attack, so where he was on a charge before, he's now got Jose Maria Lopez looking to the inside line. He's going to force his way through there, Lopez. Oh, Lotterer turns in. That was some bold defensive movement there from Lotterer. Felix Rosenqvist out of the race. He was in 13th position, and Rosenqvist's final race for the Mahindra team comes to an end. Look how close Jean-Eric Verne is to the back of Antonio Felix da Costa.
Jim actually closed up in the braking zone.
This is on board with the race leader, Antonio Felix da Costa. Da Costa covers the inside line, Verne goes to the outside, Da Costa's super late on the brakes, but Verne gets it done! Round the outside and into the lead of the Ad Diriyah E-Prix.
By the way, Jeff has gone top.
Yes!
There you go.
Yes! Come on!
Meanwhile, here comes Lopez again trying to get past Sebastian Buemi, again going to the outside. Oh, this is going to be quite the move. They have a little bit of a rub, but I think that'll just about stick for Lopez. And there goes D'Ambrosio, sees his opportunity.
Is he going to pass him into the last corner?
Not quite close enough.
Jerome was going to do 2 cars and 3 corners.
And now here comes Andre Lotterer in the other Techeetah. Oh, I thought Da Costa was closing the door there.
Da Costa gave. Oh, and Andre does the switch back, but he's on the outside for turn 1, but he's let him go.
Well, he's in attack mode, so he's got more power coming down the straight as Andre Lotterer. Both of the DS Techeetah cars, who were running in first and second, are now serving drive-through penalties for a technical infringement.
Jeff! What's going on, mate?
And Verne's done his penalty.
Yeah.
And he's back up to 4.
And oh, there's a slow car.
Dragon hit the wall.
I think it's Lopez, and that is the end of what started as such a promising race for Lopez. Buemi's losing out to Mitch Evans, who very quietly has snuck up. Oh, there's going to be a contact there. Mitch Evans hit off. He's going to stick it up the inside as well of Buemi, and that all allows Andre Lotterer to get in the fight in the black and gold Techeetah down towards turn 21. Da Costa leading, only 1.1 seconds ahead of Jean-Eric Verne.
Verne was some 7/10ths quicker that last lap.
Jean-Eric Verne absolutely flying.
He's got one chance though, Jack, into turn 18.
Come on, Verne!
Come on, Sam Bird
Show
in 11.
us what you're made of!
On the final lap of the opening race of the 2018-19 season.
Look at Da Costa checking the mirrors all the way up the straight.
Oh, that was a mad move from Verne. He just about got it stopped. There's one more corner.
Can he get it done on the brakes? I think he's too far back, Jack. The brakes were glowing red into the braking zone of 18.
Into the final turn of the Ad Diriyah E-Prix, and it's victory for Da Costa and BMW. Da Costa's second victory in Formula E, the first for BMW, and Andretti from pole position. What a wonderful race, what a wonderful drive.
What a drive from Antonio, taking the highest place on the podium. Jev managed to come back from his drive-through penalty to take second place. And Mahindra Racing's Jerome D'Ambrosio took the final step.
Unfortunately, our host Gary Paffett crashed early on in the race, which forced him to retire.
Hi guys, so end of the race here in Saudi Arabia. Obviously you can see the cars on the truck, which is not a good end to the weekend, but yeah, frustrating. I lost the car and had a crash in the race, so disappointing first race in Formula E for me, but we learned a lot and we're going to do better and improve for Marrakesh. So see you all in Marrakesh.
Thanks, Gary. Hopefully you'll have better luck next time. Before we go, let's take a look at what's been happening in the world of social media.
Antonio Felix da Costa posted this photo, literally flying high on the podium in Ad Diriyah while celebrating his epic win.
Audi Sport Formula E posted this amazing shot of Lucas di Grassi and Nelson Piquet Jr. racing side by side. These new onboard cameras look awesome.
Envision Virgin Racing posted this video of what happened when football legend Wayne Rooney popped into the garage to say hi. I don't think I've ever seen Sam so happy.
And finally, Porsche announced that familiar Formula E face Neil Yanni will be representing the German giant on the grid next season. It's gonna be sweet to see the big four German brands fighting for the title.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's show, but we'll be back soon with more action and insight from the exhilarating world of Formula E. See you then, street racers.